Hey, what's up guys? Kool-Aid here. Today we're going to be going over the patch notes for September 22nd. There's some nice little changes in here. It's not quite as big as the last couple of weeks. At the end of the video, I do have a couple channel updates, some things that I'd like you guys to hear. I was actually planning on making a separate video for it, but since this is a shorter update, we'll just throw it in here at the end. So first off, we have a lot of balance changes. For the most part, I've read through them and I like them. I like what I see here. Phantom significantly reduced the visibility of his refractive armor when moving slowly. That's good. I think Phantom needed a buff. I think he was... I'm not a huge Phantom fan, but... you know, he's just not... Nobody really plays him too much anymore. I think he was still effective, but his whole purpose was being kind of a cloaky, stealthy character, and he was really, really visible. So that's been changed. Sparks reduced the amount of time Reviver spends overheating to 3.3 seconds from 5 seconds. I think that's a good change as well. Sparks, to me, is one of the more difficult mercs to play. Not necessarily bad mercs to play or anything like that, but definitely a high skill cap merc. And one of the most annoying things about playing her is when you would actually overheat your gun. You try to avoid that most of the time, but it does happen occasionally. It was just a dreadfully long wait, so that's been reduced. Now Fragger has been nerfed, and this is something that that a lot of people have been calling for a while, but basically, Fragger has only one grenade now instead of two, but the cooldown is reduced to 17 seconds from 30. So, you can still throw out grenades fairly quickly, but you're not going to be able to launch two consecutively is basically what it is. So, I'll have to get in and check how much that actually affects me. I know there are times when you definitely throw two grenades consecutively, and it seems pretty powerful, and Fragger was probably the most powerful class in the game. If he still is, that's yet to be determined. I'll have to get in and check him out. Bushwhacker had his turret health reduced to 110 hit points from 120, and the lock-on time of the turret has been increased to 0.6 seconds from 0.5 seconds. The PDP-70 sniper rifle has its magazine size reduced to 10 rounds from 11, and the reload increased to 2.8 seconds from 2.6 seconds. Going back to Bushwhacker, I like that. I think his turrets are really good when you know how to place them, and it's basically almost like having another player on the battlefield. Bushwhacker's, I think, probably the most used engineer in competitive, and this will just make him. It's not going to make him much worse, but I mentioned this last time. I like how they do these changes. Basically, they do a little bit at a time. They're not going overboard on anything. Nothing here is just crazy, absolute nerfs. They're just doing slight little tweaks. And I mentioned the PDP-70 sniper rifle has been nerfed a little bit. It's not going to make a huge difference going from 10 rounds or to 10 rounds from 11 and a slightly longer reload. But it's a gun that I don't really like using, simply because I don't like playing long range that much. But I do see some people wreck with that gun, so I don't really have a problem with that. Now the KEK-10 SMG has finally been nerfed a little bit. It's had its effective range reduced to 18 meters from 19, and its reload time increased to 2 seconds from 1.8. So another just little nerf there on the KEK-10, which a lot of people have been calling for quite some time. And I guess it's kind of a double hit to Bushwhacker players that are both using using Bushwhacker and using the KEK-10, which most Bushwhacker players do. So I guess Bushwhackers took a little bit of a double hit there. Now the Hawkfire SMG had its initial bullet spread reduced by 10% and reduced reload time to 1.8 seconds from 1.9 seconds. So a little buff there for the Hawkfire, which was needed, I think. I think that's one of the least desirable SMGs. I've always liked it, but I always preferred the Krotsky and KEK-10 over it. The Timic 47 AR had its spread and recoil reduced by 5% again. This is the second or third time in a row that this gun has had its recoil and spread reduced, and it needed it. And its range went from 28 meters to 29 meters. Personally, I would like, instead of reducing the recoil on this gun, I would like to see them add just another couple damage to it. Just not try to make it an M4 clone. I mean, I'd like a little bit of a difference, and I think by adding leaving the recoil, but adding a little bit of damage, you know, it makes it a different weapon, but you can still balance it like that. So I'm not a big fan of what they're doing with the Timic. I mean, I like that they're making it better, but I don't like how they're making it better. Moving on to the Arnold 12 shotgun. It's got a rate of fire increase to 95 rounds per minute from 86, and its reload time reduced by 0.2 seconds, independent of how many shots are reloaded. So another little buff to the Arnold 12, which if you're a Fletcher player and to a lesser extent a Rhino player, you'll like this change. The Arnold 12 did get buffed last patch as well, so just a much better gun now than it was a couple patches ago. There are some other changes, some bug fixes, gameplay fixes, some animation fixes, and audio fixes that I'm not going to cover. I will leave you guys the patch notes, and you guys can take a look at them if you want. But the other significant changes were to the lobby. They made some visual changes to the lobby. Basically, it's saying all players now settle in a single stack on the right, and more space is given to your squad. Changing your mercs and loadouts is now a simpler process with the option to quickly change the loadout card of a merc already in your squad. So that's cool. It's something that people have wanted for a while. But the thing that I really like better is that they've sped up the timers between matches to get you from game to game a little bit faster. Warm-up duration is now 15 seconds from 20 seconds. Game review duration, 25 seconds, down from 30 seconds. And lobby map voting time, 15 seconds, down from 25 seconds. So effectively, 20 seconds cutoff time in between rounds, which is nice. Definitely something that I appreciate. So the last thing we have here is supposedly there's been some objective mode lobby changes as well. They changed how teams are organized in public, casual, objective matches to improve team balance and the quality of matches. Players are not assigned a team until just before the match begins, and locking is no longer necessary. That was something that was just stupid because nobody actually all locked in to get the game going faster. It was silly. But anyways, it looks like they made an improvement to balancing here, which is something that I think was one of the bigger issues that we've had. If you play a lot of public matchmaking, which I think most people do, balance has been a real issue lately. It seems like you either get on a team that stomps the other team, or you'll get on a team that gets stomped. But hopefully this will improve that. So that's pretty much all I have for the patch notes today. Some good changes in here, smaller patch like I said, but some stuff that I think will help the flow of the game definitely, and some much needed little weapon tweaks and character tweaks. So hope you guys like this patch. Hopefully all this stuff is implemented properly and it all goes pretty smoothly. But anyways, for a small channel update, I had a montage ready for you guys, but it was using copyrighted music, and if you know about YouTube, you cannot use copyrighted music if you're going to monetize your videos. Well, I am in a network or partnership that has control over my monetization, and they, force monetize all the videos I put out. I was planning on dropping my partnership, dropping from my network, so I could use copyrighted music and just not monetize the videos, because that's one of my favorite things to do, is make montages using music that I actually listen to in real life, or music that I think is just fun and fitting to the montage, instead of using that copyright free stuff that is really stuff that I would never actually listen to outside of doing YouTube videos. But since then, I've actually found some decent stuff. The only problem is I'm going to have to redo the whole montage basically now. So hopefully that'll be up for you guys in a week or two. The next thing, I might have to slow down a little bit. I'm not exactly cranking out videos, but I was trying to get up to 2 or 3 videos for you guys a week. Over the next 6, 7, 8 weeks or so, though, there's a lot of overtime available at work. A lot of overtime forced on me, and then a lot that I will actually volunteer for. And my company does pay time and a half for overtime, so it's really good money, and I'm trying to take advantage of it. And our busy season is right now, and like I said, for the next 6-7 weeks we'll be really busy, and I'm going to want to take advantage of this overtime, get as much money as possible. So I'm still going to try to put out at least one video per week. I can't see myself missing any weeks or anything like that. Hopefully you guys won't even notice. Hopefully I'll still be able to put out 2, maybe 3 videos a week. But if I do slow down for just a little bit, that is why. The new Fletcher series that I started, I will have the part 2 up by the end of this week for sure. And then next week we'll hopefully have part 3 up, as well as another all about video, probably on Kira. Not saying for sure, but probably Kira. So anyways, that's just a small channel update I wanted to give you guys. If you have any questions or anything for me, let me know. If you have any suggestions for the channel, let me know that as well. Also, guys, feel free to follow me on Twitter. I always leave a link in the description of my videos. And I'm not hugely active on Twitter, but I do talk about some videos that I'm thinking about doing once in a while, or just random stuff on there. So if you are interested, go ahead and follow me if you do have a Twitter account. And it's a good way to keep in touch and give me suggestions as well. So anyways, guys, that is all I have. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.